There we go. So welcome. My name is Brian Knight and I live in Melbourne in Australia, and it's just after 5 o'clock in the morning on a Friday, the end of the trading week for me anyway, or next sort of 24 a little bit hours. Let me just share this screen first. Welcome to this live FOREX analysis session. Just note that any trades discussed in this group are to be classed purely as educational only. That's because we're a group of people who help each other and we are not financial advisors. There is a full risk disclosure and a little bit about us as live session traders. Right, yeah, we'll just stop sharing that. We'll go across onto charts. Let's see where we're at. There you go. Right, so this is trading view. This is relaxed method. This is sort of just looking at movements from, using this sort of X48 rails. There is also two Tom uses these Renkos. So we've got all that sort of thing set up. So AUD CAD, pretty sure that Darren's in a three-quarter trade back down. Push back up a little bit near the end of the week here now. I'm not in that trade. AUD CHF. I'll look at that as in I got into that buy, it came back, knocked me out. It turned green, but I decided not to be in that trade. So at this point, and I think it was, if I come back to the Renkos, can see that it was a little bit choppy there too. So, all right, well, that's how you do CHF.
Brian?
Oh, good there. Gee, you're back at home base.
Yeah, yeah. Travel's done for the week.
Oh, dear me, that's good.
A day of pullbacks, I think.
Yeah, it is. It is a day of pullbacks. You're absolutely right. When I went to bed last night, I'm going like, oh yeah, that's all up. And then all of a sudden you wake up and it's like, oh, it's all in another direction.
The
So,
pounds took off for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. GJ is getting very close to the top of the rail now as well. So
oh, that's good. That's good,
that's
good, good.
that's that's
I
doing
think
looking
I,
good.
I think I'm where my GJ is. Yeah, I'm up 467 pips on that one at the moment. And CHF JPY is 200 pips.
Yeah.
I got a few that are in negative. This is like EJ. That's just going the wrong way. Anyway, all right. Well, we'll have a good look at them
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
So, AUD let's go. Yep, that's going in the buy direction. Beautiful. Three-quarter trade to come and then a full. So that at least is sort of doing what it sort of what we'd like it to do.
But it just needs to break that break structure, doesn't it? Just to
Yeah,
the left there.
yeah, yeah. And go into the
Once it does that,
three-quarter.
once it does that, I think we'll be all right.
Yep, yep, yep. Yes, yes. Well, anyway, I'm two trades on that. I mean, it's yeah. Our strategy just takes its time. That's the thing. You just got to be very sort of chilled about what happens. Okay, AD NZD for buy as well. Yeah, that's done a bit of a pullback on that. And got in there. It's still in a bit of drawdown, but like we'll see. We'll see. Oh, and the news is your it'll be your overnight, I think. It'll be your overnight. Our Prime Minister's going to the Governor General to call the election for the 3rd of May is the word.
All right, okay. Not long
Uh,
then.
5 weeks. It'll be 5 weeks of like craziness up and down.
It's so different, isn't it, with our sort of system? Like, in the US with the presidential elections, the whole thing's going on for like a year, isn't it?
Yeah, but
They
you
have
see, that's where you've got
primaries.
well, that's where you've got one person controlling the whole thing, where we
Yeah,
have actually, yes, it's a prime minister, but there's a whole party and cabinet and a whole lot of people involved in it that they end up having to get a consensus to make decision, not
Yeah.
just one crazy person. So
But they literally only get a few weeks every time it's an election to campaign. No, it's never more than 5 or 6 weeks.
they've been in election mode really since
Yeah.
the end of
All
last
right.
year. You
Yeah. No.
know,
Right.
blah blah. But nothing like what's going to be now, where we're going to be bombarded with lies and more lies from both sides. So
That's very
yeah.
cynical.
Well,
Yeah.
cynically truthful.
Yeah.
The setup. You can see the pork barreling and the setup before it goes. Anyway, ADNZD will just see it might have some sort of a bearing on it with election called and
Well, I got in this for a buy a couple of days ago. It was along, and then
yeah,
next thing I looked, it disappeared
yeah, yeah, yeah,
just
yeah,
before market closed for the day. So I got out
yeah.
again.
Oh, you got out.
Yeah.
No, I
No,
stayed in because I've got a
sticking to the
green.
rules. I stick rigidly to that rule.
Yeah, yeah. If you lose the thing, you're out. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
for me, it's this trend bar. If it turns red, then I'd be out. So we'll see. Rightio, AUD and Singapore, not in that trade, and it's just been meandering for quite a while here. AUD USD, similar sort of thing. I think you got it into it with a 3/4 or
I
something,
am, yeah. It
and now
seems to
it's sort of
just
just
a bit of a
died off
pop.
at the
Yeah.
danger zone. Yeah. You're right. Well, CAD CHF, it did pull back a bit,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm still in two trades on this one. We'll see what happens.
Very
Trend
nice.
bar's still green. See, it's these little pullback things, pullback. Anyway, CAD JPY, that's good. That's coming up very nice too.
Working its way up. Yeah.
Nearly to 3/4. And
Yeah.
then
Just
we've got
needs
the other
one
side of the
push, and
rail as well.
it's one push, and
Yeah,
we're
we're home on one, and then we can move our stop up to break even. It would be very nice.
yeah.
Okay. CHF JPY still in the buy on that. That's great. Fantastic. That I've already got one trade out of that. 3/4 pulled down. Let's get it to the other side of the rail. Looking good at the moment. We'll see. Yeah, it could be a pullback and then push, but doesn't matter. We'll still sit there with that one. Right, Euros. What's happened? Euro AUD. I'm in two sells on this, but now it's just done a little pushback up.
Yeah.
Like so forceful a push up, and then this meandering as it brings itself back down.
Yeah.
And Euro NZD will be similar, but we'll get there. Okay, Euro CAD also did a
Oh,
pullback.
pulled back. Didn't want that, but never mind.
No, no, but that's okay. Just the way it
Yeah.
is at the moment. Hasn't changed the trend bar. You still have your short, so well, that's interesting that if it disappears on you, you get out straight away. Okay, because it's a fundamental component of your strategy.
Yeah.
Okay. But Euro CHF, again, another little pullback on that one. Euro GBP, that one didn't.
Still going. Yeah, I'm still in this for a 3/4
Yeah.
still. Yeah.
That's
The
good.
pair the pair I never used to trade, but I finally
Yeah.
light.
Yeah. It's finally seen the light. That's right. All right. Euro JPY for a sell, and look what it did. That is rotten. I got in here. It's turned green. Yeah.
They're all pushing up these JPY pairs at the moment
Yeah, 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 yeah.
altogether.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe I need to get out of this one because I got this in the sell and everything else. All the other JPYs in buys.
Well, I was in it for a 3/4 still, and I got out.
Yeah, well, you see, I should get out because the trend
Yeah,
bar changed green.
yeah,
It's
so I
just
just
a
got out then.
lesson. It's just a lesson that you got to sometimes learn in the hard, cold facts of life and trading. It's get into that sell because it was, a nice sort of setup, and then it just pushed back up. I just see what happens today anyway. Over today, if I get any little pullback or not, then I think I just need to kill it. Um, just not worth it. Okay, you're at NZD, just like your AUD. I'm in the double sell on that. It's done that little pullback as well. We do still have a red. See, this is where it's difficult. You get a little bit of green and then it goes red. Should I have got out? But so I think it comes down to the size of the candle. So if you look at this, it turned green, but the candles were not really substantial as such. Where if you look at Euro JPY, see where it turned green and then it had like an engulfing candle? That really should have said something to me. But the eternal optimist thought it might just, you know, oh, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, we'll see. All right, you're at NZD, still two trades on that, looking for the 3/4, and we'll see. You're at Singapore. Now let's pull back up. I haven't got into that trade.
Yeah, I'm in
Um,
it for a double.
yeah, yeah, but it's only just sort of like it hasn't changed the trend bar. It's still red. So unless it changes, I'm not in that trade at this point. And purely, I think I ran out of what have I got here? What's my margin? Yeah, margin's really low because of these pullbacks. Euro USD, similar, same sort of thing. They were looking good yesterday. Now they've done a bit of a pullback up. But that's you still got the short. You would have got into that in a little bit of drawdown, but that's pretty normal. All right, GBP AUD push up. Like there's so much that there strengthening the British pound. You'd think we'd get some sort of evening, but
Tom
yeah,
was predicting that this was going to go up further, wasn't he?
yeah, yeah. No, he did.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I did get into double sell, but it just like kept going. Maybe it was just the wrong way. What's he got? Let's see what he has. Where are you? GA. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he's onto the right. It's definitely pushing higher. Well, from this sort of perspective, you can see, 1, 2, that he's already positive up on that one. Okay. You notice I reset the computer. Things are working much quicker today. Okay, GBP CAD. Again, those GBPs. What is
Yeah.
it? What sort of news came out?
Uh, yeah, anything. I mean, there's big news today, the Trump tariffs on the automobile industry, aren't they? That's the big news. But I don't think we really export cars, maybe parts, but it's the Germans who are more involved in that, obviously. Um,
Yeah,
I mean, the Americans buy German cars because they're just better than American cars. That's the reality of it.
yeah,
That's why they import so many because they probably make the best cars in the world. The Germans. Who wouldn't? I've got a German car from
yeah,
German or Japanese.
yeah. The Chinese are starting to sort of catch up on all of that too. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
read somewhere the suggestion was that these tariffs was going to open the door for China ultimately.
yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah,
Um, because they make stuff cheaper anyway. They'll be able to sort of ride the storm a bit easier.
mm, yeah, yeah. Well, and also it's the cost point. If things
Yeah.
are expensive and you've got something that's cheaper of equivalent sort of standard. Mm. There's a here in Australia that Ford and Holden left because they what the government in the past were doing was subsidizing. So they'd pay Ford and Holden or, Chevrolet or whatever was it Chrysler and Ford. They were paid to be in the country, to employ people to make cars here and whatever. Anyway, one of the governments in a few years, quite a few years back said, well, hey, why are we spending all this money to these big, American companies so that they stay here to make cars here? I mean, this is ridiculous. Like everybody's paying more. And so they basically said, we're not paying you any more subsidy. And they went like, okay, bye. See you later.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Yeah.
they were on a really good gravy train.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course, we lost heaps of people in that sort of auto industry. But the point is, then we started importing cheap cars, like from wherever. Now,
Yeah.
at the moment, China's like they're pumping stuff into this country,
Yeah.
and there's there's a whole range of we call them utes. I don't know what you call them in England, but it's like a single or twin cab with a little tray thing on the back, or like a tub or a tray. We call them utes, a utility
Yeah.
vehicle. And BYD, who's like has outsold just in the last whatever short period, outsold Teslas, but BYD have come out with this Ute, which is a hybrid, like a plug-in hybrid. So it's got a 1.5 litre petrol motor in it, which most of these Utes, or the bigger ones, have got diesel, four-cylinder diesels. Anyway, it's got a little petrol motor 1.5 and like a 40 kilowatt battery pack in it. And these things take on these larger utes, the diesel ones that just dig them in the ground.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so there was like they came out the release of this BYD ute and they within a couple they knocked the internet down when they first bought them up for pre-sale, and I don't know, within a very short period of time they'd sold 5,000 of these things, bang, off
Yeah.
the mark. And in actual fact, I'm seeing them like we live out in a rural part of Victoria, where we live, and I'm seeing BYDs, driving around.
Yeah.
People are raving about them, how good they are. So.
Yeah.
And you got your Ford Rangers and you got your Toyota stuff, they're all starting to
Yeah.
suffer a bit from
Yeah. Yeah.
sales. And then there's the GWM, another Chinese, yeah, they're coming out with a similar one to that. And the price point is, if you're going to buy a Ranger, you're talking somewhere about 80 to 100,000 Aussie dollars. And this BYD with everything in it is like 57K.
Yeah.
It's like the price is and then because it's that price, then they get tax breaks and blah 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 blah. So
Yeah.
so they're really sort of hitting the market with that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and then we've got all these sort of what do you call them? Environmental rules. So if you've got a plug-in hybrid that you're running only a little petrol motor and running battery, it's like, well, they then also get more what they call credits. So if you got a big like a big diesel one, it's like, well, that manufacturer then has to make other cars that are more environmentally friendly, and a bit like what Europe does as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so big deals at the moment. Anyway, GBP CAD. So and also too, the other thing is setting up. Like my son-in-law just bought a second-hand Nissan Leaf, which has got a 40 kilowatt battery. And the government's setting up things in the near future that you'll be able to, you plug your car in to charge it, but you can also have your car plugged in so it actually runs the house,
All right.
and you use it as like an external type battery,
Yeah.
to go both ways. So it's an interesting sort of concept at the moment.
Yeah.
Anyway, GBP this is like a messy pair that's just going sideways. Don't want to know. GBP Oh, that was a good push, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Not quite to the rail. but we're there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
stop profits really should come up. I think I've got my um, stop profit up here. But that's looking very nice at the moment. That's good. Very good. Okay, GBP NZD. Ah, I don't know what you did with that, but you had,
I'm still in it. Still in it.
even though you've got along there.
Yeah.
Okay. So the rules don't say that if it goes long on you, you just stay there, right? Yeah. Fair enough. It's a bit like GA. So GAGN will sort of behave similar. So we'll just see what happens. All right, GBP and Singapore. Whoa, that was a big push. That, and then you know, create another high. And so I wonder when the British pound might sort of come off it had a bit of a sideways, and now this will be sort of what tariffs might. Are tariffs going to affect the UK much? Because
Well,
it's mostly service industry, isn't it?
yeah. The chat still is that the UK is in locked in discussions with the US to try and get a deal. So the special relationship as they keep calling it.
It's
So
special.
yeah. Uh,
Yeah. Okay.
inviting Trump over to for a state visit, see the king and all this sort of stuff. It's all, you
Mm.
it's all a bit distasteful, really.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
But if he avoids the tariffs, then I suppose they'll think it's worthwhile.
Yeah, well, and if they don't get it, well, that'll be interesting.
Yeah,
GU also too push back up as well. The British pound sort of this week has done that. Good in the GJ case. Right, NZDs. Let's go. NCAD. Wow. Where did that strength come from out of New
yeah, that's
Zealand?
another one I'm in for a double. So again,
Yeah. You don't want, well, it hasn't
um,
turned green at all. Still red, but it did push up and then it's sucked back a bit. So,
um,
yeah, I'm not in. Yeah, another spread. NZD not anything there.
not anything on
NJ.
that.
This is an NJ, and like I got knocked out of that, but then it's gone on. And it's still green coming up here.
Yeah, painful. It's a bit painful, but it's
Are
working its
you
way
in this?
forward.
You
No,
in this?
I
No,
never got
okay.
in it because it was
No, the long here, it
so
was too
late.
close to the middle,
Yeah,
yeah. But it did make a 3/4, and now it's sort of getting
yeah,
ready
it
to
did.
go again.
Yeah,
So it would have potentially been a good trade on there.
yeah. Technically, it would have
Mm,
been a winning trade.
yeah. And you? Nothing much there either.
I'm in a 3/4 sell on this.
Yeah, okay. And also near the end of the week, they're just making these little clip backs. So what is it next? Oh, next week will be non-farm payroll, won't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Uh, Singapore Japanese yen. Wow, that one would have been good as well. I mean, that to use not far enough out, but for me, it changed trend bar, changed back again, and I might have got out. So we'll nothing special about that for me, even though it could be potentially a good trainer. UCAD rubbish, a lot of rubbish on that one. USD this also too. I don't know. It turned green. I was like, should I get into it? But there's nothing substantial in any of those candles. There's no engulfing, ready to get going. It was just there, but I don't know. It wasn't enough for me to consider it.
no,
And UJ, nice push up on that. all the JPY. So that would
Yeah.
have been a good trade. Stayed green the whole way.
Yeah, back
Um,
in profit on this one. It was I got in it on the long, and then it's sort
it
of
did a
been
pullback.
pullback, but yeah, pushing up
Yeah,
now.
well, it's interesting that you got into it because that long came, unless it was
Yeah,
earlier,
it
that
did.
the longs around the
Yeah,
middle.
yeah.
All right, USD Singapore. USD seems to be pulling back up a bit. I don't think the stock market's very healthy though. It's making a bit of a groin. It hasn't made a big drop. It has dropped, but it hasn't really gone sort of depression drop. Uh, and gold is 3,000. Look at the latest push
Drop
up on
again.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
came back up, and silver would have as well. Yep, it's gone back up to the rail. Bitcoin's pushed up again as well to 87. Well, it was up at 88, nearly 89. And where is your oil is sort of just sitting there still. Didn't do much the last 24 hours.
Oh,
But you are in two trades on that.
no, that's a single three-quarter
As a
trade.
single,
That one.
Oh yeah, okay. Single three quarter. Okay. Well, yeah, fair enough. Well, that's sort of that for today. We're just looking really at, and look, it doesn't take long to have a look at these things, does it?
No.
Yeah, it doesn't take long at all. Cocoa's
Yeah,
down a bit.
if the pound can just enough strength to get
GJ.
GJ over the line, and
Yeah.
then hopefully the pound will drop off then, and GN, GBP, NZD, GCAD, etc. They'll
Yeah, I think that Euro JPY though, I'm not happy about it. That's one I might just need to kill. It's just going against everything. Not happy. Not happy. We've got to sell now to push. But you see, I mean, it was in other, I should notice I was in other JPYs and they were all in buys. Mm. But that when it pushed back down there, that would have been the time to get out of it when it turned red on the actually here when it turned red just there. It turned did it turn red? No. Oh no, when it turned green just there. That would have been the time to sort of get out of it.
you'll see what the Euro news is. Oh, we've got inflation, Euro inflation tomorrow
Yeah.
morning, UK time.
Yeah, might just push it that.
See if that does anything.
Oh, it'll do stuff, don't worry. Yeah.
That's the year on year PRE. Yeah, what's that preliminary? What that means. Then on the 31st, you've got inflation rate again. That's a
And
difference.
the first is a year on year, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
The day after, like on the first.
yeah.
But yeah, I was seeing the news that Macron's, the group of the willing are starting to get a bit toey on it all.
Mhm.
I don't know. They haven't moved any troops in yet, um, but yeah, he's obviously getting ready to do some stuff. Whether if Europe gets a bit peed off with Trump, maybe they'll just. I don't know how. I saw one report they were talking about kicking the US out of NATO, and then just that's it. Let's get going. Uh, so yeah, well,
Mm. Can't
we
see
will
that
find out.
happening. Yeah.
We'll find out what happens anyway. Well, today, my today, your overnight will it'll be the formal sort of election process up till the 3rd of May.
Yeah.
So it'll be 5 weeks of crazy garbage. Trying to like I don't know how they think they're going to affect anyone. It's
Endless promises, most of which will
oh,
never
they've already
materialize.
done that. They've already done endless promises. There's nothing much to move in the budget. It's losses all the way out. You can see out in the budget. There's nothing.
Yeah.
So they're already pork barreled people enough. We'll give you this, give you that. We'll
Yeah.
save the oh gosh, look who's here. Oh,
Later idle.
he's late to the party today. Taking a while to connect to audio. Oh, there he is. Oh yeah. Well, Tom, what's
You all
what's the
done?
situation? Well, yeah, we're just talking about the world, and we were talking about you, Tom.
Oh, okay.
So
Anything
yeah,
exciting
no,
going on?
we well, um, only that the British pound has sort of found a bit of strength today, which is good for some of the trades we're in. That GA that you told us about is still pushing up, which you would be getting some extra profits out of.
Oh yeah,
Um,
look at that.
yeah, I'm sure. And the word on the street here is that we're going to start an election, which will be 5 weeks. Nothing like US. We have a 5 week. So 3rd of May will be our where everyone has to vote. So different in
Oh,
this
okay.
country. We actually every person you don't have a choice whether you vote or not. Everybody that's over 18 has to vote, and if you don't, you get fined.
That's a good rule.
Hmm. Oh well, there's a few countries have different rules to the superpower.
Okay.
So yeah, but anything you wanted to add in?
No, I'm good.
End of the week, there's been a few pullbacks. You sort of like got out of some and got out some in one direction and gone the other way, or
Oh yeah.
okay.
No, I closed. Oh man, I closed like I don't know, 15, 10, 15, probably 15 trades today.
Mm-hmm.
Profited out of those.
Yeah,
I'm still in a couple.
yeah,
Like UJ, I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on these. Yeah, so there's some pairs that uh I got out and I got into others, but there's a lot of trades I didn't take because the news is coming up.
yeah.
So I'm letting it just run right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll either look at the turns tonight or when after the news hits tomorrow.
What news coming up that you're talking about?
There's retail sales like Euro GBP. There's
Yeah.
retail sales. There's
No, I thought you were talking about that you were hooked into some signal service talking about some more, war plans. I didn't know whether you.
oh no no
I
no, still
I
talking
thought it
about
was that
trading.
news.
No, still talking
Yeah,
about trading.
yeah, okay.
It's just stuff like that. But yeah, I got out of a ton. I profited out of
Mm,
a lot of them, and then I just didn't start the new ones yet. I'm
yeah,
giving it a
okay.
day.
So yeah, so we'll see how much you are up for the week. That would be
Yeah,
good. A reference,
yeah,
as
it
you
was like
said, is
6 or 7% this morning.
well.
That's what I took out. Still at what am I at? 2.73%.
That's still sitting there.
Yeah, that's still running.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it
Well,
was
that's
up to
good.
yeah, it was up to like 8, 8.5, something like that. So yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. Well. Well, it's good in a week,
Yeah.
or through that process anyway. Yeah, it's good.
Yep.
All right then. Well,
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything else that you want to cover off. I mean, just we went through all the pairs, that's all.
No,
The
I'm
only
good.
one that I've got crazies on that I think I've made a bad decision is that Euro JPY. That's just I'll need to maybe kill it or it'll come back and hit me stop loss. So whatever. Um, but yeah, okay. Overall, I'm still positive, which is good. Anyway, all right. Okay then. Now, Darren, you take it easy. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, and you?
Yeah, yeah, don't worry about us going into election mode. So, and we'll just see what happens with the Aussie dollar over that sort of period in time. All
Yeah.
right then.
Okay.
Until pre-market open, let's see
Yeah.
how we go. Okay.
All right. Take care, guys.
No worries. All the
Yeah.
best.